Hello fellas, this is another update on the Lucky Jack work in progress build. It's a 1 in 10 bust resin made by Young's. It's I think without the box in front of me, I think the official title is English Naval Captain 1806, and then underneath Lucky Jack. So it's a nod towards Master and Commander, the film, which obviously you all know I like my sailing ships, so I'm a big fan of. I've probably worn that DVD out, I'll probably have to get another one. Anyway, at the moment, looking down this camera, it looks orangey again, but I noticed on the other video it didn't seem to come out that way. I'll stick a couple of photographs on at the end anyway, just so you can see what I'm up to. So, progress at the moment, the eyes, let me just see if I can go in a bit with that. I'm not sure if it'll work. The right eye is good, left eye needs some work on it. What I normally do is I'll work on it as far as, you know, so you get the basic, you think, yep, that's roughly what I'm after, and then I'll leave it alone and work on something else, just so you don't get too pressured into doing something, because then you make mistakes. I mean, it probably needs tidying up in places, probably both eyes do, but it's like working on your War Games figures. You think, oh well, I'll just touch that up. You end up putting a big blob of paint over and covers something else, and you end up doing hours of extra work. So I've left the eyes yesterday. I'm going to have a try on them again tonight. I don't want to overplay it. As I say, this is my first ever bust. I've you know, apart from one figure back in the 90s, I've not done anything above 28mm. So you know, I'm not going to beat myself up too much on a first one. At the left eyes, as you can see, I've done some eyelashes at the bottom, all the inflections of eyelashes. It looks, to be honest, zooming in like this, it looks worse than it is. When you actually zoom out slightly, it doesn't look so bad. Or maybe it does. it might look bad. I'm not 100% sure yet. As you know, Russell Crowe isn't, and this obviously the sculpt is based on Russell Crowe. I decided, one, as I said on my last vid, I wanted to use this as a whole learning experience. I love how top artists do faces and skin tones. I think faces are brilliant to paint if you can do them well. So I'd really like to aspire to do that, and I wanted a fairly simple uniform that didn't have, you know, weapons, swords, and drinking canteens and everything else hanging off it, you know, just to be, as a first sculpt. So I had to ask myself, what did I want? Now, Russell Crowe, obviously, I've got all the Jack Aubrey books, as you'd think as a sailing buff. Jack Aubrey in the books is blonde. Russell Crowe isn't. Obviously, he's had his hair done for it, and the sideys. Well, first of all, like, you know, the stubble, the eyebrows. I've looked on about a dozen busts, painted busts that you know, people have painted, that have put them up on the internet, and everyone's had their own take on it. Some people have done the eyebrows more defined. I've wanted to keep my guy more blonde. The sideburns here, which still need more work doing to them. I haven't really touched the sideys since our last video, but when I've seen loads of stills of him, he's obviously, they've not dyed his sideys or anything like that, so it's fairly dark, and I want this fella to be blonde, as in the character in the book. So again, looking at, you know, knowing different blonde people, look, a right weirdo going around staring at people as they walk past. But you know, it's only by looking at how people look, how clothes look in different lights, all that type of stuff. You know, it gives you an idea how to paint. I'm leaving at the moment. I'm leaving. You probably can't see it, but there are. I have put eyebrows in there, but I don't want to go too heavy duty on them at the moment. I wanted to keep them fairly light. I went a bit too OTT with the English uniform on the dark stubble here, so that's going to have to be brought down with some more blues. I'm using field blue to glaze over this, give it more of a shadow to it. I was going to leave the face actually completely shaven, but I just decided to put some more, you know, just to keep. I'm trying to see what the top boys and girls are doing, and although I obviously can't replicate, they've been doing it for years, and you know they're artistic and all the rest of it. But I'm trying my best to throw in some of the things that they do, or what I'm interpreting they do. So yeah, I've put a load more hits in with glazes. I'm very happy with the way I wanted the face to look like in the film. He's after the French privateer, the Acheron, and obviously he's got a lot of cares and woes on his shoulders as it gobbles up our whaling fleet. And I wanted him to look like a lived-in face. So I'm quite happy with the way I've worked his all the recesses. In other words, I've put some more glazes over the cheeks where the blood vessels are more. I think I'm happy with the nose. There's one piece that I need to maybe do a bit more glazing on. I still need to sort this glazing out around the top here a bit more. But no, apart from that, you know, it's for a first attempt. I'm not 100% sure about his lips yet. Some people have done them a bit more fuller, you know, they've gone over the edge a bit more. I'm thinking of leaving it more or less like it is, because it has that, for me, that bit more tension in the face. Nothing done to the hat yet. All I've done with the hair still at the moment is giving it another wash over with English uniform, just to try and dull in those dots a bit. And what I'm going to do when I get the chance to paint this next, I mean, probably won't be till tonight because I've got painting work to do, but I'm probably going to go over now with some lighter colours, but very diluted, and try and get those dots to. I want the dots to be there, but not so proud, if that makes sense. So I'm going to be working on the hair later on, and I'll be working on that stubble a bit more. I'm not going to touch the eyes for another painting session yet. I want to just keep looking at it, and what I keep doing is, you know, I've got it put away in a plastic box, but I'll get it out every few hours, and I end up looking at it. And the well-known painter Ben Comets, I remember when he used to paint on Painting Buddha on the YouTube channel there, he was saying that he often takes photographs with his camera, and when he's on the tube or whatever in Berlin, he's based in Germany, he'll look at the photographs and see, you know, what he thinks can do better, you know, what works, what doesn't. So I've been looking. I took those photographs and put them up on my Facebook, and I've got to put them on the blog yet. And I just keep looking at them, you know, and also getting the figure out and looking at it in different light. So so for the next step, it's trying to put some more glazes over that stubble. I want to keep a bit of that yellowness there, if that makes sense, blondiness, whatever, just to show it's a blonde guy with stubble. And I want to work on the hair, and I may do, as a break from that, I might start work on this hat band. The hat band, this piece here. As I say, I'm going to do these in metallics, but I'm going to try and work in inks and different washes over them and glazes, just to see if we can not have it too spangly. So thanks a lot, guys. As I say, I know it's not. I've had some very kind comments, and I really do appreciate it. It gives you a lift, you know what I mean. When you, it's like us all, whether it's painting wall games, figures, scale modelling, whatever. When you don't know your bum from your elbow when you're doing it, you know, when you get some nice comments, it does pick you up. So thanks a lot, guys, for your support. I really do appreciate it. And as I say, I'm just going to keep sticking these up. Feel free to pass on by. I don't expect comments all the time. You know, it's just. I enjoy this type of stuff. I enjoy painting, and it's just nice to stick it up. Alright then, guys, thanks a lot. Hope all is well with you, and I will catch you again on another vid. Cheers.